My name is Bert, and this is the Still Life Podcast. Welcome back to another episode of the Still Life Podcast. As always, I am your host, Bert. I've got a headache today, a real bad one. I had a plan for today. I had some content. I just kind of scrapped that because my head hurts so flippin' bad. It's gotten worse over the course of the day. I've taken like allergy meds and ibuprofen and stuff, and man, it just freaking hurts. It's not quite like migraine, but as the day progresses, it is inching its way towards migraine intensity. It sucks. So, yeah, that's what's happening in my world. Trying to enjoy the last few days off before I start my new job on Monday. And of course, I have a headache. I've got stuff to do around the house that I've just been putting off because my head hurts so bad to the point I'm starting to get a little nauseous. And that sucks. And the crazy, I'm not stressed about anything at this point really anymore. The vast majority of my stress outside of normal life stress is gone now that I've found a job and things are kind of falling into place. That's a term I really hate, falling into place. Like it all just kind of happened and it had nothing to do with the work that I've put in or preparations that I've made. So things falling into place is a load of crap 99% of the time. I don't know why we say that. We should stop saying that because it's dumb. Things didn't fall into place. I've worked my ass off for the last year to rebound from all of the crappy things that have happened in the past year. And now all of that hard work and preparation and effort is starting to pay dividends. Things didn't fall into place. I didn't get lucky. I worked my ass off. And now I'm starting to see the benefits of the work that I've been putting in over the last 12 months. So nothing fell into place. Let me put it that way. Nothing just happened because I'm a lucky guy. It happened because I worked my butt off to try and put myself in a better position for the last 12 months. That's why things are happening, because I put in the work. If you want good things to happen in your life, put in the work. It's worth it every time. So, with that little nugget of wisdom, still looking at going back to school, and I say still like I considered not. I'm going to get my bachelor's in psychology and then work on a master's in like counseling or some type of therapy, whether it's music therapy, sports therapy, whatever it may be, because I have always had a lifelong drive and passion for helping people. Something I've always loved to do, something I made a priority of, and it's kind of how I live my life. I try to help people as much as I can all the time. So, it kind of, things are coming full circle back to, it was like, this is something I've always been passionate about, helping people, improve their position in life, improve the quality of their life, work through difficult things, gain new skill sets. And I never really thought that I would be good enough to give advice to other people on a professional level. And I'm wrong, because I'm pretty okay at it, without having gone through anything other than the school of life. I've done a lot of things in 39 years of life. Hell, I did more by my 21st birthday than a lot of people will do in their lifetime. So, I need to be proud of that, and I need to put more weight on that in my life and, in my kind of list of accomplishments. Because I've done a lot of stuff. I've learned a lot of stuff about people, about myself, and about life in general. And, I always help people when I can because, like I said, I love to help people. That is fulfilling to me, is when I'm able to help someone and see their life in some way, shape, or form positively changed by the help that I was able to provide them, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, whatever the case may be. If I can help and it changes somebody's life for the better, I feel greatly and incredibly fulfilled by that. And I'm not one of those people. I don't like to toot my own horn. Oh, I'm so awesome at giving people advice and helping people. It's just, I'm naturally gifted at it. It's nothing like that. I'm not going to go, oh, I did all these nice things and helped all these people with all this stuff. That's not why I do what I do. I don't care about the recognition. My fulfillment comes from seeing people's lives enhanced and improved by the help that I was able to provide. Totally different, and it's an internal satisfaction. That's what I was put on this earth to do. I don't have to have all the accolades. I don't have to have all the recognition. I don't have to have all the pats on the back, or attaboys, whatever. I don't care about any of that stuff. I just want to freaking help people. And in helping people, it's given me some pretty cool opportunities and afforded me opportunities to do some really neat things. So, and meet some pretty incredible people along the way. And the counterpoint to that too is that, as much as I've been able to put myself out there and to help other people, I'm still learning and growing as I'm helping these people. There's not one person that I've encountered that I haven't learned something from, whether it's good, whether it's great, whether it's not so great, whether it's just downright awful. I've learned something from everyone that I've encountered. Not because I'm just lucky, it's because I chose to make every encounter a learning experience. And I would encourage you all to do the same thing. There's opportunities to learn and grow as humans everywhere we look, and it's how we use those opportunities and take those opportunities that is ultimately what shapes us. So, it's having that mindset and that mind frame of always be learning. In sales, it's always be closing. For me, in my life, it's always be learning. So, yeah. And here in a few months, I'm going to kick that up a notch, go back to college. One of the places that I really don't enjoy, but I'm going to get my bachelor's and then work on my master's because I would like to be a licensed therapist. And to do that, I have to play the game. I have to go to school, I have to get degrees, and then I have to get professional certifications and pass tests and get licenses. As much as the formalities of that sucks, the long-term payoff is that I'm able to help people in a bigger way, hopefully. Now, my focus will be veterans and athletes, because I have a niche there, through merging vets and players. I've been able to work with, both veterans and athletes and build those relationships and really help, a lot of them in many ways, just as much as a lot of them have helped me in many ways. So, it's putting me in this position that by the time I finish school, by the time I get my certifications, I'm going to be sitting in good shape, and I'll be in a place where I can really propel myself to the next phase of life, and I very much look forward to that. Now, with that said, as much as I'd like to say that's concrete, that's 100% what I'm going to do, I never bank on anything 100%. Why? Because life happens. Things happen in life. We get, circumstances happen, doors open, doors close, opportunities come and go. And so, as much as it is planning for the future, there's a large degree of improvising, adapting, and overcoming because we never know what's going to happen between the time the sun goes down today and the time the sun comes up tomorrow. Things could be, 180, completely backwards, different than they were the day before. And a lot of us have seen this in some form or another in our own personal lives. And so as much as we want to have a game plan for the future, we also need to take stock in what's happening right now, day in and day out, and adjust fire as needed. So while I'm looking at the long term and saying, this is my goal, I want to become a therapist and I want to help people, who knows what tomorrow's going to bring? That vision could change. Just as over life, our passions, our interests, our hobbies, they change, grow, and evolve as we learn, grow, change, and evolve as human beings. Our passions aren't always our passions forever. For some people, some very fortunate people, the same thing they were in love with as a 5-year-old is the same thing they're in love with now. Like astronauts or pilots or something like that, or even teachers. Oh, I dreamed about being a teacher my entire life, and now I'm a teacher, and I love my life. That's amazing, but there's not that many people out there that actually get to live their dream or follow their passion their entire life. I mean, how many kids do you think, want to be professional ball players, baseball, football, hockey, golf, soccer, whatever it is, and that dream gets crushed in, middle school, high school, or college, or even they make it to professional tryouts but don't get the contract. And so as much as we can bank our lives and put all this time and work and preparation into these things, they don't always pan out and work out like we hope they do. So you have to have alternative plans, and you have to be open to those. Because you see a lot of times, well, I've spent my whole life preparing for this moment and I didn't get the opportunity, and now I'm lost and I don't know what to do. Well, it's because you didn't have a backup plan, or you had a crappy backup plan. Oh, I'll play professional ball. I didn't make the pros. I'll play minor league ball. Crap, I didn't make minor leagues. I have zero direction in my life now. So, you've got to have primary, secondary, tertiary plans, but they've also got to be reasonable. Oh, I didn't make the pros. So, fortunately, I had a passion for coaching, and now I'm going to coach, high school sports. And then 5-10 years down the road, they're coaching junior college. Then, they move up to NCAA. And then from there, they're into the pros, I mean, you never know how things are going to work out. And we also have to be able and open to taking a non-traditional path, a non-linear path. It's not always A, B, C, D, E, and F. It could be A to C to D, back to B, then we're going to hit C again, then to E and G. It's not always a straight line, and sometimes that straight line doesn't even involve the same career field. It could be bouncing around. Like myself, I've been all over the place. I've worked in a lot of different fields, have a lot of different experiences, but I've learned and grown from everything that I've done. So, do I have regrets? Of course I have regrets. But I've still learned, and I've still had overwhelmingly positive experiences with every position that I've had, every company, every industry that I've worked for and worked in. So, everything should be a stepping stone. It's not always the next stepping stone. Sometimes you may get to skip a couple steps on your path, but you should always look at moving forward and improving upon your position. And with that, I'd like to thank you for joining me today on the Still Life Podcast. As always, for questions, comments, topic ideas, suggestions, or to become a sponsor of the Still Life Podcast, you can reach us, thestilllifepodcast@gmail.com. That's thestilllifepodcast@gmail.com. Don't forget to follow us on social media, Facebook and Instagram at The Still Life Podcast, Twitter at Still Life Pod, and our wonderful YouTube channel, The Still Life Podcast. Thanks again for joining me today on The Still Life Podcast. We'll talk again soon.